God, what time is it? I have a flight to catch and I'm getting late. Hello, Mr. German, what time is it? As you can see, telling time in German is absolutely necessary while you're traveling to Germany, and also it'll help you in your daily life conversations. Now it is more than just telling somebody that it's 4 p.m. or 6:30. Telling time in German opens up a whole world of storytelling which will help you making plans with your friends, perhaps talk about the present, past and future, and also absolutely enable you to catch that flight of yours in time. So, what are we waiting for? Let us quickly delve into some of German's time-related nuances. Hello, Lieblings! This is Charvi Sharma and you are watching my German series Learn German A2 on Language Fluent. So, today is day 4 and we are going to talk about the time in German. Just before that, a little about Language Fluent. We teach 16 plus foreign languages and also provide with translation, interpretation and overseas education services. To learn German officially with us, enroll for our course today. Links in the description. With that said, jetzt gehen wir weiter. Let's get on and learn the time in German. Uhrzeiten or the time. Now, to tell the time in German, we have two possibilities or zwei Möglichkeiten. The first one is through the method of the Radio und Fernsehen. This means the radio and the TV. And the second method that we can tell the time is by im Gespräch. Now this means through a conversation or during a conversation. Alright, we are going to begin with learning to tell the time through the method of Radio and Fernsehen. It is important to keep that in mind that now Radio and Fernsehen follows the 24-hour watch. Now what does this mean? I'll skim through it. Now, to ask somebody what time is it, we say, wie spät ist es? This means what time is it? Now, it is important to keep in mind that there is no AM PM in German. Okay? Moving on to the next one. As you can see, the clock on your screens show the time of 7:45. Now, how to say that in German using the Radio and Fernsehen method? Well, we use to tell the time by first telling the hour and then the minutes. So, this means that first you're going to tell the hour, then add Uhr, and then add the minutes. So, let us see what this means. Since the clock shows 7:45, we write the time as 7:45. 7:45. And in case it is PM or at night, we are going to say 1945. 1954. So if anybody asks you the question, wie spät ist es? What are you going to reply? Es ist 7:45 or es ist 19:54. That's great, guys. Let us move ahead to the second example. Now here the clock shows 4:33. So how are you going to say that? 4:33. 4:33. Now, what if it's PM? You are going to say it as 16:33. 16:33. So if somebody asks you, wie spät ist es? You are going to reply, es ist 4:33. Or if it's PM, you're going to say, es ist 16:33. Wonderful! Wasn't that too easy? Well, here comes the tricky part. Now we have im Gespräch. Now what is so tricky about it? This follows the 12-hour watch. So, it makes it a little complicated, so focus well. Here, the time shows exactly 3 o'clock. So, if somebody asks you, wie spät ist es? You can reply by saying, es ist 3 Uhr. Es ist 3 Uhr. This means it's 3 o'clock. You can also say it as, es ist 3. Es ist 3. And to make it shorter and simpler, you can also say, es ist Punkt 3. Es ist Punkt 3. Now this means it is 0.3. That means exactly 3. Moving ahead to our next example. Now here the clock shows 7:15. So how are we going to say it using the Gespräch method? Well, here you go. If someone asks you, wie spät ist es? You're going to reply it as, es ist Viertel nach 7. Viertel nach 7. Now, Viertel is used to denote 15 minutes. Okay, so Viertel and nach means after. So, Viertel nach 7 will mean it is quarter after 7. Easy? Okay, moving to the next example. Now here, the clock shows that it is simply 5:30. So, what do the Germans tell 5:30 as? Here you go. If somebody asks you, wie spät ist es? You are going to say, es ist halb sechs. Halb sechs. Now, what does halb mean? Halb means half. So, it is half 6. What is half of 6 p.m. or a.m.? 5:30. There you go. Es ist halb sechs. Okay, moving on to the next example. The clock here shows it is 3:45. That is, it's 15 minutes before 4. So how are you going to tell that? If somebody asks you, wie spät ist es? You're going to reply, es ist Viertel vor 4. Viertel vor 4. Here, Viertel is 15 that I told you earlier about. And instead of nach, which means after, we are using vor. Vor means before. So, es ist Viertel vor 4. This means it is quarter before 4. Simple? Moving to the next one. Now here, this is something very important that you must keep in mind. Now, how will you know where to use Viertel, where to use nach, where to use vor? It's complicated, isn't it? I'll come to your rescue, don't worry. So, what you have to keep in mind is that from the minutes 1 to 20, you are going to use the term nach, nach. Now, while telling the time of minutes between 21 and 29, you are going to use for. Now, next, while telling the time between minutes of 30 to 39, you are going to use nach, nach. And while telling it before or during 40 to 59 minutes, you are going to use for. Alright, great. Let us understand this step by step. First, let us understand how to use the term nach when the minutes are between 1 to 20. Here you go. Somebody asks you, wie spät ist es? So the time you have to tell is 2:20 p.m. because it's 14:20, right? So what are you going to tell? You're going to say, es ist 20 nach 2. Es ist 20 nach 2. This means it is 20 minutes after 2. Okay, the next one. 9:10 o'clock. Okay, so it's 10 minutes after 9. How will you tell that? You'll say, es ist 10 nach 9. Es ist 10 nach 9. Moving to the next one, we have 20 Uhr, 27 Uhr. Okay, how will you tell that? You're going to say, es ist 7 nach 8. Es ist 7 nach 8. This means it is 7 minutes after 8. Okay, let us move ahead and learn how to use the word for when the minutes are between 21 to 29. Here you go. The first one is, wie spät ist es? It is 3:25. So how will you say that in German? Es ist vor halb vier. Es ist 5 vor halb vier. What does this mean? It is 5 minutes before half of 4, which is 3:30. So it is 5 minutes before 3:30. That is, it's 3:25. Easy, simple. Moving to the second example, we have 8:23. So how will you say that? We say es ist 7 vor halb 9. Es ist 7 vor halb 9. Easy. Moving to the next one. 21:28 Uhr. How will you say that? You're going to say at es ist 2 vor halb 10. It is 2 minutes before half of 10. That is 9:30. So it makes 21:28. That is 9:28 p.m. Okay. Moving to the next one and learning how to use the term nach when the minutes are between 30 and 39. Here we go. Wie spät ist es? It is 1:35. So how will you say that? Es ist 5 nach halb 2. Es ist 5 nach halb 2. The next one. 6:42 Uhr. How will you say that? You're going to say it as es ist 12 nach halb 7. 12 nach halb 7. Moving to the next one, we have 19:32. How will you say that? Of course, you're going to say es ist 2 nach halb 8. That is, it's 2 minutes after half of 8:30. What is half of 8:30? What is half of 8? It's 7:30. So there you go. Okay, moving to the next one and learning to use the term for when the minutes are between 40 to 59. This is how you say it. First one says 16:40. So how are you going to say that? It means 4:40, right? This is how you say it. Es ist 20 vor 5. It is 20 vor 5. It is 20 minutes before or 20 minutes to 5. Okay? Moving to the second one, 7:50. We are going to say it as es ist 10 vor 8. Es ist 10 vor 8. Moving to the next one, it is 23:57 Uhr. How will you say it? You'll say it as es ist 3 vor 12. Es ist 3 vor 12. Well, we've come a long way, haven't we? I hope you've understood it this far and followed everything that I have taught you regarding the time. Now I'm going to share some German extra with you. Are you ready? Here you go. So, while you want to say it's 11:57, so 11:57 is so close to 12 that you can say it's almost 12. So how will you say that and make it simpler? You can simply say es ist 3 vor 12. Es ist 3 vor 12. Or you can say es ist kurz vor 12. Es ist kurz vor 12. This means it is shortly 12. It is almost 12. Or there is one more method you can say it as. You can say it as es ist etwa 12. Es ist etwa 12. Another example we have 10 to Uhr. So how will you say that? You can say it as es ist 2 nach 10. Es ist 2 nach 10. Or you can say it as es ist kurz nach 10. Es ist kurz nach 10. Or rather, you have another method of saying it. You can say es ist etwa 10. Es ist etwa 10. Wow, cheerio guys. We are done with the time. But don't be too happy just now. We still have the Übung left, or the exercise as we say. Are you ready for the Übung? I will give you 10 seconds to think of the answer and scream it out loud. I know you can do it, guys. Let's go ahead. The question first that I'm going to ask you is how to say 5:30 in German. You have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Time starts now. Yes, time's up. How will you say 5:30? You can say it as es ist halb sechs. Es ist halb sechs. Moving to the second question, we have 13. I was about to tell the answer, I just stopped. Okay, so how will you say 13:45 in German? You still have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Yes, time's up. How will you say it as? Viertel vor zwei. Viertel vor zwei, because it's 1:45, isn't it? Moving to the third question, we have 4. How will you say it's 4? Time starts now. Yes, time's up. So, what is the answer? Yes. How to say it's 4? You can say es ist Punkt 4. Es ist Punkt 4. This means it's exactly 4. Moving to the fourth question. This is the second last one, guys. Be patient. How will you say 18:8:50 in German? You have 10 seconds to tell me the answer. Yes, time's up. So, what is the answer? You are going to say es ist 10 vor 9. Es ist 10 vor 9. Here you go with the last question, guys. Aren't you excited? Here you go. The last question is asking you how to say 19:15 in German. That is 7:15. How will you say that? You have 10 seconds to think of the answer. Make sure you attempt this right. Time's up. So, what is the answer? Absolutely right. Es ist Viertel nach 7. Es ist Viertel nach 7. Absolutely amazing, guys. We have completed the time. That's great. In German pretty well. You can use either the Radio and Fernsehen method or use the Gespräch method. Both are correct. As you wish, guys, you can use any one of the two. Let us know in the comment section, did you find it difficult or not? And I will see you in the upcoming video. Auf Wiedersehen!